shout out to Hoops Jargon, man. I'm gonna add you to the crew, man. This crew called Hoops Jargon. They've been getting at it, man. They the ones that's gonna grill you, man, because they majority are all Houston people. So that's
shout out to Hoops Jargon. Shout out to Hoops Jargon.
Shout out to Hoop Jargon. Gotta make sure I'm nice and center, man. So we going back to back, man. Working hard, man. Shout out to my boy Flight Sports TV, man. He called me the hardest worker on YouTube. Now I ain't that, but I gotta live up to that title that my boy gave me. So I'm gonna give you these lives a lot more swiftly. And so this is gonna be a good one. I got my man Ball Facts coming in, so let me go ahead and bring him out without further ado. No. You know, before I do that, I can't. Y'all sub to the channel if you have not subscribed to the channel. My goal is to get to 2,000 subscribers by the end of the summer. I'm at 1,071 right now. So let's get those up, man, and like the stream as well. So without further ado, let me bring my boy up.
What it do?
In the building.
What's going on, Hoop Jargon?
Man, nothing much, man. Nothing much, bro. It's always good time well spent with you, man. So how's things going for you, and how you living, man, before we get into the content?
Things as well, man. I'm working. I'm in the lab. I got a new Gelo video coming soon, probably dropping tomorrow, so stay on the lookout for that.
Okay.
You know,
he wouldn't tell me either. I asked him what it's about. He didn't give me no tea on that one. So
stay tuned. Get ready tomorrow for that drop. I spent some time on this one, y'all.
Already. So yeah, we got a reputation to live up to. You know, the one with DKM did well yesterday. So Ball Facts, I know it's about to go down.
Oh, so you did the DKM video yesterday. You got the same questions for me?
No, so we going a whole different route.
Okay.
I don't want to get people to get the same meal every day. I want to give you a buffet of knowledge out here. So yeah. So appreciate everybody on the stream, man. So again, like, subscribe, channel, you know, hit Ball Facts too. You know, he got a lot of subs. He need more though. We always need more. So let's get to the content.
Let's
go.
All
right. So, you know, everybody buzzing right now, Ball Facts, you know, and so if anybody was a person who believed in Gelo the whole time, that would be yourself. What do you see? Let's peel back the onion. So I don't want to give too much too swiftly. How do you think Gelo has been treated so far, as far as him going from Chino Hills to UCLA to Lithuania to the JBA to a little bit of G League stint? So how do you feel like Gelo has been treated as an athlete as of right now? If we did a screenshot right now of what Gelo Ball is, what's your opinion about it?
The way he's been treated, my opinion on that is, I mean, it's mixed emotions, but like I feel majority like he's been treated unfairly, and this is why I say unfairly. Okay. The first thing that I believe he should have got a shot was the Lakers Summer League.
Okay.
So to me, that was unfairly, simply because Magic Johnson gave his word to LeVar. On that alone, you gotta honor that. So, and then I believe a lot of it's circumstances as well. He can't control this ankle injury. You know what I'm saying? He can't control the pandemic. You know, you can't control all these teams. So on one hand, I feel like LiAngelo's been treated unfairly, an unjust assessment. And the other half is just, bad timing. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think that's the proper way to set the backdrop for the LiAngelo situation. And that's why I asked you it this way, so we can kind of build towards where he is now. Because, now I would say this. I think we've come to know that Magic says a lot of things. He didn't quite have the cachet that people thought. And that may have led to that broken promise with LiAngelo getting on with the Summer League team the first year. So I think, without being overzealous, we got to acknowledge that Magic couldn't push forward some of the stuff. He's the face. That's what you call a face of a company. So in that, yeah, I mean, he got slighted. I mean, you see how many players can get their brothers, cousins on the team. We've seen DeMarcus Cousins do it. We saw J.R. Smith do it. We've seen Klay Thompson do it. Giannis even got his brother drafted. You understand what I'm saying? So, well, not till Giannis got drafted by the Knicks, but you understand what I'm saying.
Right.
Giving you opportunity, nepotism, as it were. So I think Gelo got wronged in that sense. Now I will say this: in the same breath, I don't believe there's no such thing as getting wrong because the NBA is the hardest league of the hardest league. Excuse me, of the hardest league. So you can be slighted, but nobody's owed to NBA, and it's a very hard path to get there, and it's literally the best of the best. So I fully acknowledge what you're saying, and you're not lying. But when I step back, say I didn't even know who LiAngelo Ball was, I gotta call it a bean because I mean nobody's guaranteed the NBA, nobody's is owed the NBA. So, but I'm glad to see that, and we'll get to that the situation is improving.
Hold on, Hoop Jargon. So you mean to tell me if a Magic Johnson told you play professional basketball, that he was going to take you on a summer league, and then it didn't happen, you wouldn't feel like you got slighted?
I would.
That's what I'm saying. But on the other hand, you just said, like if you take a step back and you look at it, nobody gets slighted. That's the same as Golden State Warriors calling LaMelo on draft night and saying, we're going to get you. And then him, being excited and going, number two. Jalen Rose, he wasn't lying. He broke that story. And to me, those type of things, when you break your word, the same as the Pelicans, telling JJ that they're going to send him to the East Coast and they send him to the West. He wanted to be next to his family. And he felt slighted. So I believe some players feel like they get slighted. And I believe you can be slighted in the NBA.
Yeah, well, let me put it this way. So you mentioned me playing professional basketball. So my first contract I was going to take was with the Cheshire Jets in UK. And they sent me the contract. I talked to the guy, American dude. Everything was bone. Everything was cool. Sent the contract. I sent it back, and they still didn't honor it. You understand what I'm saying? And you talk about slighted, like coming out from a small D1 school.
That's slighted, bro. They did you wrong.
I'm telling people I'm going, to the UK, and it didn't happen.
Dang.
Yeah.
Folks around the barbecue looking at you like, bro, what you still doing here?
Exactly. At the time, I was working at Home Depot, and I was just like, man, I gotta go through with this job. Cause I ain't gonna lie, I used to be asleep at work. I hated working at Home Depot.
That's why I'm a fan of players, bro. That's why I'm a fan of players and not teams.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Because the team will do any player dirty. Your favorite one, your least favorite one. They're a business organization at the end of the day. So the loyalty to the team. To me, I stopped doing that maybe 7 years ago. I'm like, no, I go with players.
No, and that's real. I'm just saying to give a context where I've experienced it personally, so I'm not being biased. You know what I'm saying? I just know how it goes. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying I understand it. So that's what I mean by slighted, you know what I'm saying, in that capacity. But yeah, I mean, that sucked. But I mean, I got myself to Portugal instead, and I got my career going. But so, okay, so he feels slighted, and again, fundamentally, we agree on that. So let's fast forward to his G League attempts. What do you think about, how fair those opportunities were, or just how do you view them? Being with OKC Blue and then, moonlighting with the Pistons.
I'm glad we're talking about that, like Pistons, Oklahoma City Blue, because there's this big old rumor lie going around that LiAngelo Ball has not been playing 5-on-5 basketball with professionals. He has, if he was playing with professionals, we would have seen the footage. There's no way he could be playing 5-on-5. Do you think he would be on a G League team or an NBA team without playing 5-on-5 scrimmages? Just because somebody isn't, clout chasing and filming it with your phone does not mean that he is not playing 5-on-5 basketball. Seriously. So right away, we got to get some of these notions out of the way that LiAngelo, he ain't plays 5-on-5 basketball and broke a real sweat with high caliber players. He has been doing that. Just because you haven't seen the film doesn't mean anything. The guy's not sitting up here thinking like, I'm going to make it to the NBA level without playing basketball for 3 years. Like Gelo's not dumb. He's playing with high competition. So the fact that people will say, man, why does he keep going? Why does he keep going? He should give up by now. You playing pros and you see how you stack up with them. If you feel you're doing good, you're going to keep going, right or wrong.
Yeah, no, I'm with that. My only retort is like playing actual regulation games is a little different than going up and down. And I would akin that to like J. Cole. You saw J. Cole playing and he was getting buckets, going up and down in Lifetime, and then he got his butt in that Swahili League or wherever the hell he was at, and he looked terrible.
I cannot believe you just brought up J. Cole in the same sentence as LiAngelo Ball, bro.
I'm just saying of like when people were saying that him going up and down was like quality basketball. I was just like, I want to see regulation basketball.
I
So, but
never
to your
thought that
point,
brother had the juice. I'm sorry, but go
I know,
ahead.
me too, because I feel disrespected as a former pro because I know how hard that level is, even the lowest of overseas. And people just like J. Cole can leave the booth and go hoop at Lifetime Fitness and just go hoop professionally. Hell no. J. Cole, my age, he's 36. Bro, you done, homie. You done. That's all I'm saying. I respect that level. So I respect Gelo because I know for him to be getting those opportunities to work out, that means he has something. If he was trash, I'm sorry, you would bury the kid. Look at Michael Jordan's two kids, more so Jeffrey. Jeffrey was terrible. You know, Marcus was okay. He got buckets at UCF, but I mean, come on, man. Like this is professional basketball we talking about. So
Yeah.
I'm not gonna baby Gelo. I'm gonna hold him to the same standards I would evaluate any guy I don't know. And that's why I am at on that, bro.
Okay, got you.
I'm not gonna baby because he is the most like LeVar as far as the being brolic, as far as being level-headed. You know what I'm saying? He can handle all that. He can handle slander. He's not a soft kid. You know what I'm saying? So I don't feel the need to treat him like a kid, like a baby. He ain't. So yeah, I see new media is deep in the building, man. And guys, I want y'all to ask me and Ball Facts questions as we go along. So that's how we gonna flow. So okay, so we talked about how the situation going, not getting the nepotism, but we know the big news now though. The big news now is a big speculation. Him working out. So what are your takes so far on the workout video, and what do you think that means?
First of all, anybody that knows professional basketball, everybody's brother is not in the weight room lifting weights. Your cousin, your uncle, your brother, your daddy, your sister, they don't just come in and just let you work out with the team. You looked around and who did you see? All real players. All real players. Gelo ain't going to be there. He ain't going to skip out on the Drew League just to be dilly-daddling around. I'm going to tell you that right now. So the fact that he's there, he's getting a real look from the Hornets. They're really assessing. Can he help us in the lineup?
Okay. And so they're assessing it. How serious do you think this opportunity is? Like, because I mean, yeah, they don't just let anybody know.
This is how serious it is.
Okay.
How serious do you want to keep a big marquee player in a small market?
Yep.
However serious they are about keeping LaMelo, that's how serious they are about giving LiAngelo a shot.
That's a good point. And me and DKM kind of talking this yesterday about small market opportunity, and you got to do a little more. I'm sorry. Let me lace it this way. I don't know how tall you are, really. I think you told me before, but if you short, you got to dress a little better than a tall dude to get attention. Sorry, that's just what it is. That's how the world is. So if you're a smaller market team, you got to scratch a few more backs than to say you're the Lakers.
Yeah.
To retain a player. You know what I mean?
Look at Milwaukee,
so I think that's an excellent point.
Like you said.
Yeah, that's fair. So okay, and I think this is a solid they're doing because they understand that they got lucky, and a lot of people giving Jordan credit. And shout out to Flight Sports again. I was listening to his chat yesterday, and some people saying how Jordan he knocked out the park with LaMelo, which is true by the letter of the law. But I think also he got lucky he fell in his lap too because he didn't trade up for LaMelo. You understand me?
Right.
He was cool with either one of the three, obviously, but not making an aggressive move. So I'm gonna give him half credit on that selection.
Right. Messed around and he got the rookie of the year.
Mess around, get a triple double.
Yeah, exactly what I was thinking, bro. You already know.
That's facts. So yeah, so they shouting out. Big Mike says, I think the industry had it against LeVar and refused to allow his empire to grow. Now that Zoe and Melo is a superstar, it changed the narrative for Gelo. What do you feel about that?
I definitely see that the media, the mainstream, and sometimes you got to clarify they, because we say they so much, they could be anybody. When I say they, I'm talking about the people that make the money, like the NCAA, the Nikes, the Gatorades, the big companies. They're always protecting their bag because they were once a small company too. So they understand what it takes, the recipe to elevate in the game. It takes a good athlete to co-sign you and somewhat of a good product and marketing. And they got rid of, Allen. So there goes the product good. They had the athletes and they had the marketability. So you have all the recipe to do something. They didn't want to let a new person in the game. Who wants a new chess piece on the board when the game's already tough enough and you feel you got a monopoly? So I definitely see that LeVar coming in, like, you know what I'm saying? He sat down at the table like, you gonna eat your cornbread? He talking about billions when he looked at Nike, when he looked at Under Armour, you know what I'm saying? He came in like that, and they didn't like that. They don't want that. And that culture could easily spread to every single athlete coming out saying, why don't I just start my own? You know what I'm saying? I'm the number one pick. Why don't I start my own? So I feel like, even though they got to give Melo and Lonzo shine because they're on the court every night, but you can see on purpose they're not inviting LeVar back the way they were. You know what I mean? So, but at the same time that everything that went down, at least some of LeVar's 2/3 of the way there. LaMelo Lonzo, and somebody's going to benefit from that. Who is it? Gelo. Because no matter what has always happened with LeVar and his sons having disagreements, never love lost, just little disagreements here or there. The brothers never had that. They never had a disagreement. When Gelo said, I'm staying with the brand, they weren't mad at him. Gelo wasn't pushing the brand on them. He just made a statement, and they were still rocking together. Three amigos, the brothers, is how they going to do. So even if they try to say, oh, no to LeVar, whatever, at the end of the day, when LaMelo's in the front office and they ask, what do you really want? He knows how LiAngelo came through for him. He knows how they've been riding together. So Gelo's definitely going to benefit from them, as he should. When LaMelo benefited from him, them boys was losing in the JBA. Imagine LaMelo lost and they said, boy, that was your daddy's league and you still couldn't win. Yep. So it's only right. It's only right that he do benefit from it.
Yeah, I'm with that. And from the standpoint from the media, of course they want to take the head off a well-to-do, forward-thinking man. And that goes over race. Like usually when you were outspoken, you're going to be met with a lot of challenge because they can't control you and they can't monetize you the way they want to monetize you. So you're going to always see a lot of pushback. When you are a man and you speak authoritatively.
Facts.
That's just what it is. And that's what LeVar is always going to be. That's what he's always been. And so that's why the media, you'll see him take him now in small doses because they've learned that he's not going to bend. He's not going to break.
Yeah.
As Kwame say, he's not with the get along, get along. He's his own man. And
which leads me to see when is LaMelo going to get his Rookie of the Year trophy and thank his mom and dad and them be down there and watch as proud parents. Like, why is that taking so long? We want to see that moment.
Absolutely.
But anyway, sorry, go ahead.
No, it's just how it goes. I mean, we like to see the single mother aspect being propagated, especially amongst our people, in the professional life. So when a guy has a father who speaks life over his kids, it's an issue because, why? Because we understand that the patriarchy isn't necessarily popular amongst mainstream media. So, yeah, LeVar going to get the shaft in that respect every time because he's not going to back down. You see how many times people try to press him and back him into a corner. He stands in the ground, whether he's wrong as hell.
He's a counter puncher, boy. He come out all cool. He'll be cool and jokey with you. Moment you cross that line, he gonna be like, stay in your lane. I gotta respect that. You know what I'm saying? He like a porcupine. He fine on his own, but don't get close. And really, that's how men's supposed to be, because we're supposed to be what? Providers and protectors.
Absolutely.
Right or wrong.
Absolutely. And LeVar is unapologetically that. And again, in open spaces, that's not necessarily welcome with open arms. That is seen to be misogynistic. That's seen to be woman hating or woman domineering or whatever. Even in sports, we see it permeated to that in that lane. LeVar is like, yo, listen, man, I don't know what y'all talking about. I know Big Yank raised me right, and I'm gonna raise my boys the right way. And I don't care what y'all say, because y'all can't make me sound crazy, because I know how to raise my boys. And you tell me who look like the dummy and who looks smart right now at this day and age right now.
Let's go. Also, maybe I'm speeding up the interview, but I want to get to this point because it's a whole lot of stuff going around. Like, if you think Gelo's going to make it, you're either a 10-year-old, a 14-year-old boy, or you're somehow just delusional, almost as if we can't base it off facts. So I want to hear from you. Do you think Gelo's going to make it? Yes, no. If not, why not? What stance do you take? Because I know we've gone back and forth on this before, and you know what I'm saying? You never hated on LiAngelo, but you basically let me know right up front, like, Gelo is not like that.
Yeah, so to me, Gelo, from what I view, is going to be a 3-and-D guy. He has a very, very strong core, a very strong frame, and I think that he has the ability to be like an elite level catch and shoot guy and put his body around and make a lot of difficult matchups being a smaller big a la PJ Tucker. And again, I played against PJ Tucker in college, man. Like, he wasn't nobody that would jump off the stat sheet. But as we see now in his later years, he still is highly usable. And he couldn't even shoot back then. Now he can shoot the three, and Gelo got that weddy on him. So he going to already be ready in that capacity, man. So I think LiAngelo has a lot of potential to be very serviceable to good. I mean, because if Draymond Green can be borderline a superstar at his peak, I don't see why Gelo, if he finds out who he is and plays that game, why he can't be somewhere in that ilk on a really good team.
I mean, I agree with you, and I think it's like he knows who he is. When Gelo's on the court, from everything we've seen from the JBA World Tour to and specifically, I want to do those games because those are the last games we really seen him play against certain level high players, teams that have been undefeated over in the country, things like that. Gelo, he plays how he needs to be, wherever he needs to be. If he has a smaller defender on him, he'll take him in, but he's not afraid to step 2 feet back from the 3-point line and shoot a shot. So I don't think he's like confused about his role. I don't think LiAngelo is going to come to the league and try to be Allen Iverson. He's never done that. He's done the least amount of dribbles as possible. He's passed the ball whenever he was guarded. Like, I don't see why people think that Gelo's going to come to the league and just get straight up exposed. He's not a dumb player. Like, he just like tried to go out there and be Kyrie Irving. So the fact that he made it, to UCLA, and even if you watch the little bitty game they played against the D2 school, you can just see that LiAngelo is unshaken, comfortable, and looked like he belonged out there at that time. So then it's like, this is the other thing I don't get. People, to me, it's like, who's more qualified in raising basketball players than LeVar?
I mean, we got to talk to Drew Holiday dad or Giannis dad. Other than that, everybody else shut up.
That's what I'm saying. So I don't know why we don't believe.
You question him so much.
I don't. It's like, why somebody in my constantly DMing me or talking to me in my face is like, what do you have that LeVar Ball don't have as far as raising top NBA draft picks? Because I ain't seen nobody else raise the top 3 draft picks. So why should I believe you over LeVar? Is it just your opinion? If you haven't seen Gelo play and he's raised Gelo and seen him in private workouts, why should I go on your opinion instead of his? And the other thing is, do we think that Lonzo and LaMelo would just feed LiAngelo to the wolves? We honestly think that? Like, if they think their brother is not ready, is he, they would have to either be like, LaMelo and Lonzo got to be delusional young men or just inconsiderate jerks. What are they? You know what I mean? If LiAngelo cannot play at that level, I give Lonzo and LaMelo and LeVar a little more credit than the rest of the people give them. They're not going to just like, oh, my brother sucks and then take him there. Even, everybody knows that new interview with Tyler, what's his name? Tyler Cook came out, right? Tyler Cook was dropping 30-point games in the G League. He this year he dropped 17 points on the Denver Nuggets when he went up. So he's not a scrub. You got 450 players in the NBA, all hoopers. He said if you put LiAngelo in there, he's not going to be the worst. So what I'm saying is, on his own, he's not the worst. When you put him with his brothers, he's going to become the best at what he does. He don't need to dribble. All he needs to do is defend on that new ankle. All he needs to do is put a body on somebody, and when he's open, shoot the ball. Shoot the ball. Now, the fact that I believe that in some circles means, oh, I'm crazy. I'm just trying to get clicks and trying to get views. No, I'm saying it's based off of facts, based off the assessment. I'm looking at everything. I'm weighing this person's opinion versus that person's opinion and seeing what's on their resume, what's on this resume, looking at their chemistry versus that chemistry. And I'm making an educated belief, educated assessment. That's what I'm doing. And that's why it's ball facts. It's not just out of thin air. You know what I'm saying? Just like how many people said, stop saying that Michael Jordan would never get LeVar's son. I said it, and I gave you the reasons why. Because Michael Jordan wants to win above anything. And I put that in videos I told people, and that's where we went. So I don't sit around hoping I'm never wrong or things like that. I don't care if I say something and it is wrong. I based it on, everybody looks at 1 + 1 = 2. Well, sometimes you got to say 1 + nothing = 3. Well, what's the missing variable? The numeric will have to be 2. And that's what I do. I plug in the 2.
That's a good analogy,
and it's like, you ain't spitting facts. I plug in the 2. You know what I'm saying? It's all mathematics. I add it up. So anybody coming on here talking that cap on YouTube, you know what I'm saying? I don't listen. And I believe that's why I've grown, because I've been me. I've kept it real. I said what I believe despite, popular belief. And just like when Lonzo was in the bubble, bro, everybody the day after, Lonzo, we got to be real with Lonzo. He's never going to be more than what he is. And that following week, I said, are you kidding me? I guarantee you Lonzo improves next year. I guarantee you. Got laughed at. They scoffed at me. And look at Lonzo now. So, you know what I'm saying? I don't listen to these people, man. Some of them be trolls. Some of them be cowards. Some of them be haters. I don't care about none of it, bro.
I'm with that. Because the reality is, if you're in a public space, you're going to be wrong sometimes. You're going to be wrong. Ask Jay Billis, who's like the most trusted for every draft. He wrong all the goddamn time.
Yeah, and that's okay.
It's okay. Dick Vitale is wrong all the time. So we got to understand that it has to be, a process, like you said, the 2 + a variable = 4. Figure what the variable is. And so that's how we form our opinions. Now, some people just be spitballing, and I'm not with the spitball culture, because basically you can just say anything and there's no recourse for your words. And I'm not with that. But if you showing me your logic, then okay, I gotta respect it at the end of the day. Even if I don't agree with it, I respect the logic.
The fact that somebody thought it out. They didn't just speak.
Thought it out.
Yeah.
All astute people can come from A to C with a different direction of what B is, to be frank. Now, the one I ain't gonna lie, I gotta keep it a G. I keep a G over here, Hoop Jargon.
Yeah, do that.
You said that Tekashi 6ix9ine shit, boy. I was like, no. I gotta keep it real for the coach.
But I'm gonna keep it real though.
You explain why you said it.
Tell me, is it similar, the hate that Tekashi 6ix9ine have and the hate that LiAngelo Ball has? Not for the reasons. We're just talking about the amount of hate. Not about the snitching, not about the stealing, just the amount of hate. People refer to something they did and then hate on them afterwards.
That's what they got more of that than Gelo.
People
was wanting Lonzo to fail, like.
Well, but it wasn't for an act like this. Like Lonzo, they wanted him to fail because of LeVar. They wanted Lonzo to fail because of LeVar in the beginning. He was from UCLA. He had big fans. All of a sudden, LeVar hit the circuit saying he's better than Steph, this, and that. Lonzo didn't open his mouth. They didn't hate Lonzo for Lonzo. So I don't see how Lonzo could be more of that. But they did hate Lonzo, maybe more than LiAngelo, but not for something that he did. So when I said the hate that Tekashi 6ix9ine has is comparable to the hate that LiAngelo has. Tekashi 6ix9ine snitched on somebody, they hated on him. And they gonna talk about it forever. LiAngelo stole some sunglasses. If you go to all of my videos, go to the comment section, all they're gonna say is he's a thief. He a thief. Get him up out of here. So to me,
I get the parallel. I get it.
To me, it's comparable that way, and that's the only thing, and that's a fact. Whether somebody don't like it or not, because of the culture is one thing, but the facts is another. That's why it's not called ball culture. It's called ball facts.
And I'm with it. I'm glad you stand rooted in it. Even though fundamentally I don't agree, but again, that's why this space exists, to share ideas. You don't have to agree on every goddamn thing, and I don't. That's why I don't fool with a lot of YouTubers, man. Because sometimes when you go sideways on one thing, they go scorched earth against you. I'm like, listen, man, I don't live my life like that. I
can't stand that, man. No,
I don't play that shit.
I had to back away from some circles, so some YouTubers wanted me to come in. Then I peek my head into their their community, and I'm like, oh no, I ain't with that. Back up.
Yeah. Because at the end of the day, man, this is here for brothers to share their opinions, share their views, to build. And if you're not with that shit, I'm not with it, man, because it can really get that way. And so, and I share that example because I remember you put that out back when I started taking YouTube a little serious at the time. And I was just like, oh shit, ball facts, you tripping. That's why I got introduced with you and the fellas in the little Instagram group. Mm-hmm. So you know what I'm saying? I mean, it was an interesting time when I got immersed.
And I feel like that's the reason that I've grown at the rate that I've grown, because I haven't cared about what is culturally right. You know what I mean? People don't like it because it wasn't culturally right. If somebody was hating on, if we said Tory Lanez, they might have been a little bit better with it, but it would have been the same analogy. Somebody does something and then everybody hates on him afterward.
No, I feel that. I feel that all the way. And so let me switch lanes just a little bit. The chat's on fire. Hey, Ballface, you bring the numbers, man. I got to give you your props, G.
Let's go. Run it up.
Yeah. So I'm going to try to catch up on these comments a little quicker. But this is a pretty good question by King C. He said, do you guys think Steph and Draymond feel some type of way about Steve Kerr passing up on Melo? Go.
I don't think so. Because Steph Curry wants to be the point guard, and because they needed a center, I think knowing that Klay Thompson is coming back next year, they weren't really tripping. That's how I feel. I believe that they might have been like, okay, that was kind of dirty how you did them, but we're not tripping on you picking James Wiseman.
I can see that because they got a lot of backcourt support already, thinking that Klay was healthy. So it wasn't too far-fetched not to go LaMelo. But I've always said that even back when everybody was healthy, I wanted LaMelo to go to Golden State to extend that winning culture. And I know he was the kind of kid, like he's just going to – you put him somewhere, he going to figure it out, and he going to be great in his own right. Didn't work out that way. He's with Charlotte, would bring me to the next question, actually. So Reckless Vape says, do you think he is going to the Hornets this upcoming season, LiAngelo Ball, that is?
In some capacity, like Summer League, G League, he is going to step on the court in the Hornets, for Charlotte. You know what I mean? And we got to see how things turn out. If I had to bet, it's 50-50. I hope he gets on the real team, but you just never know with the politics and how things go. So that may be a cop-out answer, but I'm rooting for the brother.
No, I get it. Let me go back to the layout so y'all can see my beautiful face. All right, yeah, no, so, I mean, if the writing was ever on the wall where you could predict that it's going to go a certain way, I think the writing on the wall says he's going to Charlotte. I mean, what other insider, like, hints have we seen? I mean, you don't let a guy work out with a team if there's no interest whatsoever. Your brother happened to be the rookie of the year, the hottest name, not named Luka Doncic or Trey Young. It's as far as young players,
right?
I mean,
Zion.
I don't see why it wouldn't happen, to be frank.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm a few months ahead of predicting it, and okay. So when I make a video, you know what I'm saying, he going to Charlotte, but I don't know exactly how long it takes to get there. You know what I mean? Like how long in the G League will he have to be there? What will he have to do in Summer League? I think he'll get there. I just don't know what's the timeline like.
Yeah, and I like the fact you're being honest about it. Like, because you don't have to necessarily be hyperbolic because you like a guy and just say anything. You got to just kind of read the tea leaves as they start to show. And right now you see it's something rolling. So people who acting like that's nothing, you big tripping. Like you don't just show shit like that. Now I know the Charlotte Hornets re-edited that video and took Gelo out of it. I mean, they got a brand too. They're not worried about Gelo as far as promoting their team. However,
wait a minute. You telling me some news I didn't even know. They re-edited that and took him out?
Yeah, that's what the brother was saying on DJ's channel today, actually, when DJ was live. Man, shout out DJ Ron Cut. That when they put it, when the Hornets put it on their official Twitter, they edited Gelo part out.
Ah, got you.
Yeah, so
interesting
logic here. So Logan says, and why Bennett has co-signed it, he will be a good fit with the Spurs. I don't know if I agree with that, but I mean it's interesting.
Listen, guys. This is the thing that, like, if LaMelo was going to play with LiAngelo in the Summer League, which we know he won't, then I would say LiAngelo is going to get to the Charlotte Hornets main team sooner than you think. It's all about doing whatever it takes to get next to one of his brothers, because when he's next to his brother or brothers, he shines and they shine. We're not going to see that full potential until they're intertwined together, because that's how LeVar raised them. Now, that's the tricky part. LaMelo's on this stage. LiAngelo, they got him way down here, but he's close enough to maybe in a scrimmage they see them together, and all of a sudden they look at each other and go, "We got to keep these two together." That's the small chance of holding on to that. There's some scrimmages where they say, "All right, LaMelo and LiAngelo, you guys are shirts." And all of a sudden they just running people out the gym because they know where each other are going to be when they make the pass, and they're finding each other right on a dime. And all of a sudden, they're back in the backyard making the shots, and I'm like, oh, that's just Chino Hills. I don't think that can happen. No, the same way that LaMelo's been working out and progressing, same thing with LiAngelo. And you can tell a lot by a guy's just his frame and his body fat. You could just see that that Gelo's been intense and staying training. So it's not far-fetched to think, if seen together, we could all be shocked and see a surprise call. And that's how I feel about that.
No, that's real. I mean, you'd be a fool to think that Gelo is not putting in work with his father. Like, his father don't let them be lazy. He if you're being lazy, he gonna call you on your shit. And we've only seen him always be that way. I love when they was in that Vegas tournament when they played Zion, and Melo wasn't been a leader, and he took him outside for everybody to see and cussed him out in front of everybody. And if you remember at the time, everybody said, "Oh, Will LeVar being too hard on his son." Like, who are you to tell him how to? He know who he raised.
Yeah.
Again with Gelo, he know. I think if you read between lines, he know Gelo is gonna be the slow burn kid. He knew he was solid. He didn't have the max potential as Zoe and LaMelo, but he know what he raised, man. And Gelo gonna work hard. Like, I mean, he brolic, man. He has the physique to whatever he does. He gonna be fine doing. You understand what I'm saying? So I hate when people project weakness on these kids, because these kids were not raised to be weak. They're father from South Central Los Angeles. All these brothers, he grew up in the streets, man. Like, all of them athletes, played for the Jets, played for the Carolina Panthers. Like, LeVar ain't no slouch, man. Even though he's 50 some odd years old, you gotta understand, guys, to make a practice squad in the NFL, you gotta be something. Like, two. They don't just give that to anybody. Played at Washington State, played at Cal State LA. Dude, like, you don't just get to play. They don't give you these opportunities just because you're 6 foot. I think LeVar was 6'5", 6'6".
Yeah.
Dude, you know how many 6'5", 6'6" athletic people are in the world that never get to play Division I basketball, that never get to play, on the NFL practice squad level. A shit ton of them. So I think a lot of people just miss the fact, and they like to make jokes about LeVar, but he put that king spirit in all three of his boys, and LiAngelo ain't no different. So I am looking for that right situation that's going to work for him and get him to that next level, man. So and that's why, again, I don't baby him, because he's not to be babied. He a little.
He don't need it. He don't need it.
He don't need it. There you go. All right, so yeah, the Isaiah says, I don't want people to think he's getting a free handout because of Melo. He's getting put on 100%, but it's not like he hasn't put the work. Yeah, it just coincides with what I just said. Absolutely. Let's see. Rep guy said I compared Gelo to Tory Lanez. You gotta explain that one, dog. You gotta explain that one. All right, so let's see. I like this comment. Cricket Mad says, such a shame COVID hit when Gelo signed with OKC Blue. Man, for real, man. I ain't gonna lie. That pissed me off, man. What's your thoughts about that, bro?
I was watching that game. I was screen recording. I was getting ready to make the craziest video you ever seen. So we not only missed out on Gelo, we missed out on a million view ball facts video. You know what I mean? I missed a little bag, and then we missed a classic, and it was just unfortunate. I was really, really upset. Not upset, but like disappointed. I'll say that, really disappointed. And I'm just thinking, like, you gotta be kidding me. But I'm like, man, this must be a divine plan for Gelo to come in the way he's coming in, when he's coming in. Like, God had to handpick this plan, because you cannot write it. You can't write the path that he took. Everybody talking about LaMelo took an unconventional path. Wait till you see Gelo's ending story, and I might have to be the one to drop the documentary on it. You know what I mean? But it was very unfortunate, and just like the timing is like, are you kidding me? Is that crazy? And because we were getting ready to witness, and like the dude on OKC Blue said, he's like, man, Gelo be out there hooping. Why do people hate this brother? Like, he didn't understand. And all the real hoopers that hoop with Gelo, they don't get it either.
Yeah, I mean, you don't leave California in scoring if you can't hoop. Like, y'all gotta understand.
Oh, but supposedly that's high school. We need to stop bringing that up. And this is even more impressive. You do it with people like LiAngelo Ball and LaMelo Ball. We talking about shot chuckers, dominant with the ball, will shoot from anywhere. You didn't just leave. You know what I mean? You did it with other players like that on your team. The fact that all these other players that were good in high school, and people say, "Oh, he had 30 in high school. He had 30 in high." Do it with LaMelo and Lonzo on your team, because LaMelo chucking up all them shots.
Well, I think he did it when Lonzo left. However, I mean, LaMelo still was a chucker. That's for damn sure.
Oh, he did it when Lonzo was there, and he did it. He did 30 when Lonzo was there, 33 when Lonzo wasn't.
Okay, that's one I'm reps. Okay, yeah. So I mean, at the end of the day, guys, high school basketball is something. I mean, I'm a person. I played D1, played overseas professionally. I probably averaged like 6 points, 6 rebounds in high school. Like, it's hard as hell to put up 33 damn points a game. It's hard. And I mean,
right.
I came through a Texas 5A system, which is the highest of the high. To give you a full context, my senior year, when the year shook out, we were 1 game away from the state tournament, and we were the number 10 team ranked in all of Texas in the 5A category, which is the highest one. To make it, to give you an earmarker, Chris Bosch came out of high school the same year as me. He was in 4A, which is a level down, but his team won state or whatever. So it's a lot of competition in Texas 5A basketball. I think it's 6A now is the highest now. But, dog, it's hard as shit to score and succeed at the high school level when you're above like a 2A range, which I believe Chino Hills was like a 4 or 5A program. Like, so y'all gotta, so that's the thing, is nuance required with these discussions. And some people just would say anything just because maybe the high school they went to was trash. Like, yeah, fine, that's cool, but they ain't got nothing to do with his situation. So you gotta understand the real shit. So I'm gonna say this too, man. If y'all not have subbed to the page, help your boy out, man. We doing numbers, ball facts, giving y'all them facts the way he sees it best. And shout out to DJ Ron Cut, man, in the building, man. Great live you did earlier, bro. You and Coach Joe did y'all damn thing, man, for real.
Like you said, subscribe to the Hoop Jargon channel, guys. Let's get them to 2K.
2K, my boy. And I gotta, again, man, Ball Facts has a special place in my YouTube heart, because I remember when I ran Hoop Jargon, which is a very successful Facebook page, over like 5K members. With 2019, I guess, when you got started.
Yep.
And I used to, all the shit that you said on your channel, I used to say this to these people, and they just like, nah, you just a ball hugger, blah, blah, blah. I was like, dog, y'all talking about these shoes that busted. I'm like, this dude played in these shoes like 2 games, and it was a preseason. Like, y'all really don't care about the facts. And I swear to God, I don't Ball Facts. I don't know how I found your channel, but I saw you. The first thing I seen you do was talk about them damn shoes. I was like,
you said, finally, we got one, huh?
Finally, somebody with a brain. I'm not gonna lie, bro. You don't know how, man, I was sharing the shit out your videos, man. Again, when I wouldn't even think about having a YouTube career. I just want to show my members, like, y'all just be talking. Y'all just be saying anything. So I got to give you your props, man. You're the first person to step up in the way you did, making videos unapologetically, and to make this lane that everybody kind of has got into. You know what I mean?
I appreciate that, bro. I appreciate that, bro, because a lot of people, I see it. I opened up a lane for a lot of people. And you know what I'm saying? I don't need the flowers or nothing like that. And I don't go around saying, thank me, thank me, thank me. But you acknowledge it, you see it. And I thank you for sharing the videos.
For sure. And now, again, I said this when I interviewed last year. The one you shared with the mock video, I didn't know it was a mock video. I shared that everybody got on my ass. I was like, God damn it.
that means it was really that good. You know what I'm saying?
It was that good.
But that's what I wanted to do. That's what people didn't understand about when I came. It's like, first I just put some videos out. But when I seen people was really rocking with it, and I'm like, I heard God tell me, like, you got a lane. Go ahead, go. I was like, I want to take my quality and elevate it. Like, every month, I want to get better at it. I want to learn how to do effects. I want to make a commercial that people say, man, that could have been on TV. And that's what I did with the help of God. He be giving me ideas, showing me stuff. I boom, boom, put these videos together. And because it's not just supposed to be like, in my ideal, like some guy putting videos up. Like, you got TMZ, you got the NBA. They all have a subject they cover. NBA basketball, TMZ, they messy gossip, NFL football, ball facts. You know what I'm saying? Don't be people on here hating like, oh, you just keep covering them. No, this is media in this category, which is okay because everybody has a category. Some are broader than mine. Mine may be narrower than others, but it's still a media category that people want to hear, and they want to hear it unbiased. They don't want to hear it every time you talk about LeVar, they roll their eyes like, oh yeah, LeVar, what a joke. You know what I'm saying? Oh, LaMelo and them, yeah, BBB, what a joke. Yeah. So I wanted to have media out there that was just as good, that could represent and say, we don't take you as a joke. We take you as that. You know what I mean?
Facts. That's facts. That's facts. All right, we got a counter. You say G3 is watched. What is your comment on that? Let me get on to solo mode. I'm gonna let you cook real quick. What do you think about Gelo is washed?
G3 is washed, right? Well, you know, then LaMelo's an idiot. Then Lonzo is an idiot if G3's washed. Lonzo doesn't. I mean, LeVar doesn't know anything about basketball. He's washed. Tyler Cook, who, you know, just cooked some people up in the G League, 30 points a game at times, 17 points against the Denver Nuggets with the MVP, said that LiAngelo can hoop, and you say G3 is watched. Gui Sports, we should believe you rather than NBA players. Like, you know, congratulations, you played yourself.
DJ Khaled voice. I knew you had fun with that one. Let's keep it rocking. I mean, you know, the hate got to. So I'm a big proponent for haters because the hate got to match the love, man. Because when you get hate, that leads to the love. Because why? It's all about notoriety. Somebody got to care enough to say something negatively about you, which means they observe you in some fashion. So I'm always, I tell people all the time, man, man, when somebody come and hate on my channel, I'm like, perfect. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah. You know, sometimes they don't feel like nothing. Sometimes they sting. Sometimes they irritate you. Sometimes you don't care about them. But whatever it is, hating is necessary. I dropped I did one time in my videos. I did a voice drop. I said, "Ball facts, the most loved and most hated," because that's what it's got to be sometimes.
Yeah, it's called polarization is what it's called, and you want people to care enough to have an opinion. You know when it sucks when nobody's talking about you, nobody's watching what you're doing. That's when it sucks. So you got to have a strong will, man, because it gets real in these YouTube streets. Trust me, I had a racist troll, and y'all scroll through my videos. I addressed it. Shout out to J&J Video for chopping that up and making a remix for me.
J&J Video, shout out to J&J Video because
shout out to J&J for real.
I want to just say but I'll just say J&J Video. They really they just reach out to people that they like and make content for them, make intros, make this, make that. So shout out to J&J Video for that.
My intro and outro is from J&J, and I compensated for it, but my intro I paid her for it, but my outro she just gave it to me off of strength. In that video with that racist troll dude, she did it off of strength, man. And so she just a solid YouTuber, man. So y'all check her content. I love how her mind works, putting together stories and shit like that. Because it's really hard to edit. It's very hard to make storylines in what they call writing a cure for your stuff. And I'm barely learning, and my shit is I do it on my phone. Like I'm not a computer guy like that no more. But
I spend time researching the videos, like trying to find I'll have a clip in my mind. I'm like, I know this happened before. Back in 2016, when they was in high school, I know this happened, and I gotta find it. And sometimes for a 4-second clip, or I'll spend 5 hours looking for it. Just the research. Because I need it to show this point. Because sometimes you tell somebody, they're like, nah. So then but when you tell them and you show them, that's when they click subscribe.
Yeah, that's facts because you give validation to your words. And when my videos started doing better, I started like trying a little harder. Because I have a full-time job. I work like 50 hours a week. I'm in sales, as most of y'all know. And it's hard to like find extra time to do YouTubing. But I force myself because you see that, I mean, you do a service, man. It's fun doing this. It's fun telling the truth the way you perceive it and putting information out that people are receptive to, man. So y'all respect your local YouTuber, man. I promise you, it's a lot harder than you think. It's a lot harder than you think, especially the high value ones like Ball Facts channel, like 10K Wild channel, like DKM, like DJ. It's a lot that goes into this stuff, man. It really is.
Big facts.
I gotta give Flight Sports his flowers again, boy. Flight, boy, you got the Jerry Springer ball content, dude. Your channel's hilarious, dog. I really be in that.
Is Flight on here?
Yeah, Flight on the chat.
Shout out to Flight Sports TV. Yeah, he is. I see.
Yeah, Flight
there
hilarious.
We go.
Shout out to Flight, bring you on the channel as well. Give me the interview, man. I appreciate that. All right, Reckless Vase said, do y'all like how the Pistons dropped Gelo, then Lonzo and Melo hooped on them? So when they dropped Gelo, they dropped Gelo, and then Lonzo and Melo, they basically balled out against them.
I don't think that they were thinking like, I'm gonna get you back for what you did to my brother. I mean, it's a good YouTube video, it's a good story or whatever, you know what I mean? But I just think they went out. They're trying to win every game at that point, and so I'm glad that they beat them. You know what I mean? And a round of applause for beating the team that dropped Gelo. But that team ain't smart. You know what I mean? They got rid of Derrick Rose, killing on the Knicks. They got rid of Blake Griffin, doing well on the net. So you know what I mean? Like, congratulations for the Pistons too. You played yourself.
Yeah, I could have had some traction, man. Now you're back to square one.
Man, during that time, LeVar was saying, I don't care if my boys go. They can go to Charlotte. They can go to Detroit. He threw it out there because he was saying any team that take my boys. Look at Detroit now. And, they're sitting on number 1 pick, but we don't know what's going to happen, what's going on. They could have had Gelo and Lonzo's free agencies coming up. They could have been easily saying, like, y'all Ball brothers come here. We'll make sure we'll get LaMelo when he come. We're going to pay you right. They could have been in a driver's seat just by having LiAngelo.
Right. They could have. See, you got to have some forethought, man. You got to see the angle, and you work the angle, man. Shit. Association is everything, man. And to be frank, that's how I got myself in the YouTube space. I learned to see. Now, I didn't know DJ knew you guys like that, but I knew I had to start commenting on content creators' pages and, hey, let's do a show. I know you don't know who I am. I know things. And y'all gonna find, I'm gonna give myself a moniker. I'm a TK Kirkland of this stuff. Like, I know I'm a degree or two separated from a lot of people who are either famous or accomplished in this basketball world, man. And I made this channel to share that with y'all eventually. So that's how I get the Kendrick Perkins shout out at the beginning of my stuff. My boy C. Hendo, big NBA insider, very good friend of KD. I talk to him, regularly. You know what I'm saying? And he tells me these inside info. So I want to share some of the stuff to y'all. And I got other insiders as well, but C. Hendo is usually who I speak with. So, I mean, it's just how I go, man. So, I mean, it's all a fun thing that this organically turns to, man. So, shout out to Primetime. Jackson State, HBCU in the building. He also says Gelo's going to do it. Yeah, I think eventually he'll get there. I do. I really and truly do. I really and truly do.
What'd he say? Ahead, I was going he said, Ball Facts started this. Appreciate you, Flight Sports. Man, what was I going to say? Oh, I was going to say there are more reasons for me that Gelo is going to make it than reasons that he won't.
Yeah.
Like, you can say, well, his handle's not that good. Or I don't think he's that tall. It's like, and how much more, he's slow on his feet. Well, we haven't seen him since the ankle surgery. So it's just like, there's a 3 or 4 things that people bring up, but there's a lot more that you can vouch for that why he will get on a team.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it is favorable that he will get on a team.
And you just said it's about who you know, right? Yeah. How are we doing this interview right now? All I seen was an IG thing and Hoop Jargon was in there. I'm like, oh, who this is? So I check it out. I'm like, oh, he seemed real cool. That's it. Point blank, period.
Yeah.
Now he got 2 brothers in the NBA. You can't, and you see what happened with Seth Curry. They gave this mug multiple chances on multiple teams. Some teams said, oh, we don't like him. We don't think he's going to be good. Another team picked him right up. Last name Curry. Got a father and a brother. MVP status. Come on now.
Absolutely.
And look what happened. Seth just kept working at it, and he got better and better, like anyone does. Half of basketball is the work ethic. Kobe tried to teach people that. And that's why I say, you think LiAngelo ain't going to make it? All this time being laughed at, scoffed at, joked on, trolled on, and publicly shamed for some of the things he did or some of the things he didn't do, all these things. And this brother kept working, kept training. That if you have that, you have half of what you need just to be in the NBA. It's the work. It's a lot of brothers that was talented but didn't put the work in. Career ended early, or they never made it to the NBA. Just the fact that you work all the time, it says volumes, and it's going to put you halfway there. Then what's the other part of it? Genetics, athletic ability. LiAngelo has that. He got a shot. So you can't tell me the handles and everything can't come along as he trains through the years. I just refuse to believe that.
Agreed. He gonna put his time in, and then I think a lot of people should just respect the process. And my first opinion was always, Gelo probably won't be in the NBA until about 23, 24 years old, 25.
You definitely said that.
No shame. Huh?
You definitely said that.
Yeah, and I don't think there's no shame in that. Like, because again, I compare him to PJ Tucker a lot. PJ Tucker got drafted by the Raptors, didn't play, went overseas a few years, came back and he ain't looked back. He came back to the Suns and he ain't looked back.
Yes.
Like, who cares about the journey if you get to where you're gonna get?
Exactly.
So, who cares?
Even the people that say that they don't want the reason LiAngelo gets in to be because his brother. It don't matter. It don't matter. Whatever. When he gets in, if he stay there on his own, it don't matter.
Ask Donald Trump how he became a millionaire at first because his father.
Come on now.
Money to start up. So
people,
who cares?
They catching passes. They catching lobs. All these people. We talk about generational wealth, but we don't want nothing passed down. Are you kidding me?
We don't benefit from it when everybody else does.
Come on now.
Somebody start cussing on my life. I try to stop cussing so much. Y'all about to
go ahead, bro. Be you.
Let's see. Let's Talk TV says the Ball brothers will be all on the same team within the next 2 years. Ball facts.
Let's go. You know, it's a lot of people out here that don't want the brothers on the same team. It's some buffoonery going on. I ain't gonna say no names, but it's some buffoonery going on out here. You know. I'm trying to read some of these comments too.
Yeah, do that. I gotta give a shout out to my boy Will, man, Between the Game Sports, my high school teammate. When I told you about how good we were, Will, you the second best player on that team. Larry Davis, I gotta give flowers. I was the fourth best. No, I was the fifth best on that team.
Oh, I thought you was finna say you was the first when you called your homeboy the second best.
Man, I don't lie on these. No, I do not lie on these streams about my career at all. Our first best player was Larry, Will, Jared, Dante, me. Yep, fifth best, but I went further than everybody. I played pro.
That's good because some of these communities here, they'll be pulling up your old tape and trying to shame you, all kind of stuff, man. It'd be ridiculous.
I ain't got nothing to hide. Show that old shit. Show my stats. Pull all that shit up. Because it's there, because I don't be on here capping. I don't be in here acting like I'm better than nobody. I tell you what I know. I tell you who I played against. I can say it from my perspective. I'm in my senior year of high school playing in the same tournament with Kendrick Perkins and Carmelo Anthony. I can tell you I did that.
Man, you played professional, period. That's all I'm going to say. And how many people play professional basketball?
Come on.
You got paid to do it. It is what it is. That's why people tell me.
I know how it feels to guard LaMarcus Aldridge in person. I can tell you that.
Come on. Sometimes we wait for people to qualify us. If you reach this level, then you're somebody. If they give you this degree, then you're somebody. Exactly. People ask me, what gives you the right to talk all this stuff on YouTube? I'm getting paid to do it, right? I'm doing it, right? Are you doing it? I say who I'm going to be. I say my value. You don't tell me my value. Come on,
absolutely. Now. That's having a ruling class mentality. Absolutely.
That's why as soon as I get on that mic, this is ball facts. What's that? Everything. It's all ball facts. Now what? That's how you got to be.
No, I know you don't use that same intro no more, but man, I ain't gonna lie. I just look forward to the intro with the hand clap there.
Yeah, man. Sometimes I still want to use it, but like I'll be making a video and it just don't flow into it. You know what I mean? Like if I come on there and I'm like, 5 years ago, LiAngelo Ball was the first da-da-da. Then if I have to stop it and then do the clapping and that, it don't flow. So I've used it one more time, like, you know, in the last 2 months or something like that, but I haven't really used it. But I get a lot of people saying, man, bring it back. I just dropped the new intro though. Did you see the video I dropped a couple days ago? Or yesterday? Yeah, so I got a new intro I'm gonna start using. So we'll see what that's cooking like.
Yeah, I like your versatility because I remember when you start like incorporating your music skills into it too. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, okay, this dude, I like the fact that, because man, YouTube can give you so many avenues, man. Yeah. And one thing I do on here as well is called Cliff Notes, and I talk about just man stuff in the manosphere. And FYS Sports is kind of, he be in the same little spaces outside of the basketball sector. I mean, because reality, man, this is a great opportunity for you to showcase a lot of things that you can do. And I did like the fact that, you were willing to be vulnerable enough to put your shit out there. And
yeah.
If you like it, you didn't. But
if you don't, you don't. But what I was doing with it was making a statement. Like, no matter how many of y'all sub, this is not y'all channel. You know what I'm saying? No matter how many subs I get, you subbed because it was ball facts. If I start going with y'all opinions instead of just what comes from right here in the ball facts lab, then it's not ball facts anymore. So if I want to drop a song, and that's why I said in one of my latest songs, I said, I had to be myself to be the best. Stay working while they rest. Don't let them take your happiness. These are the paths to success. I'm trying to drop game on them.
There you go.
And they're like, oh, why you dropping songs? I'm dropping game, but you ain't picking it up. you know, and then you'll hate on me, but I'm living my best life. I ain't mad. You know what I mean?
Can't worry about the next, man. You gotta worry about what you're doing, man. Because
Come on now.
anything you do in this world, guys, either somebody gonna hate it, somebody gonna love it, somebody not gonna give a shit. It's gonna be one of these three things.
Speaking facts.
Everything you do. So you
Yeah.
might as well do something that you want to do, because one of those three people gonna find themselves into your space, no matter what. So you might as well make yourself happy in the process, man. So I appreciate all, like I say, even with the Tekashi video, I appreciate your boldness of putting it out. Cause shit, I mean, AB, I gotta get AB Hero a lot of credit. He backed you up on that, like off rip.
AB the hero, man.
Yeah.
He really did. And the thing is, like, AB, he do the same thing. He do what he want to do. AB was putting out Dragon Ball Z little videos.
Yeah, he like doing that shit.
He'd do a video with his son. You know what I'm saying? And just do something different, because AB ain't letting nobody control him. He gonna be what he gonna be. And the same thing for the Ball family. LeVar make a comment and say, you know, oh yeah, the white guys on the UCLA team, they ain't got no hops or whatever he say. You know what I mean? They're like, what? He said this. Just being himself. And guess what? Every person is having things that you love and that you hate. You gonna but if you accept that person, you accept that person. That's why they be like, Ball facts, you so biased, you never talk about all the bad things. Everybody else talking about the bad things. Everybody comes with good and bad. You can look in my closet,
Absolutely.
your closet, their closet, and find good and bad. Well, if you want to look at the bad, get on the news. You know what I'm saying? I'm near Chicago. You're going to see shootings. You're going to see this. You're going to see that. You know, you want negative press, go there. If you want to hear the good side of somebody's life, the positive side, the side that we might aspire to be like or could draw something from, we're going to come to Ball Facts with that.
No, that's real. That's real. And I even like new content creators, to Rap God's point about Kwame. He came in his own way. Now, I'll be honest. Outside of YouTube, I talk just like Kwame Brown, for sure. Like, I talk just like him. So, but on my channel, you know, I let the F-bombs go, I let the N-bombs go sometimes. But, you know, for the most part, I can control my speech while I'm speaking. Kwame do what he want to do, but that is by virtue of you being your own illustrator of your narrative, your story, your platform. And I got to give him a lot of credit. And I'm mad at myself, dog. When Kwame Brown did his first few videos, I was going to make a video, but I was in Vegas, and I didn't really have the time. And I'm so mad I didn't catch that first wave, because I want to cover it, because it's something I didn't know. And in my Hoop Jargon group on Facebook, somebody tagged me.
You might have doubled your subscribers by now, bruh.
Huh?
You might have had double subscribers by now.
Bruh.
Because you see that dude self-talk. I don't know who he is, but you know what I'm saying? He posts so much Kwame stuff. You know, people rocking with Kwame just as much as they rocking with him.
Absolutely. Ticket TV gets benefits off that. Another cat too. Another chick named Miss Lady 504 or whatever. Like, it's a lot of people who eat off that Kwame wave. And I'm not saying they necessarily need to, but he tends to rock with people who cover them early. And I was gonna make that damn video, but I had to go to goddamn Vegas. And then when it was popping off again crazy, I was already in Vegas. I was just like, damn, I missed that wave. But I thought it was hilarious. I mean, because I never really heard him speak. I never heard Kwame talk. Kwame's a year older than me. I never heard him talk. And then he was doing that. You better shut your ass up, boy. He just was like,
you sound just like him, bro.
Man, I would give a shout out to one of my teammates, man. You know, Kwame is from South Carolina. One of my teammates, Johnny Cobb. Damn, it looked just like Kwame Brown. He about 6'8", from South Carolina, too. Boy, he acted just like Kwame Brown. So it was just like looking at Johnny, watching Kwame. So I was just like, damn, man, I missed that wave.
He probably getting stopped in the supermarket right now. Like, oh, mama's cooking. Like, nah, that's not me, bro. That ain't me.
Nah, he looked I'm going to try to find a picture. Johnny Cobb looks very similar to Kwame Brown, bro. And you know,
everybody in the chat, y'all know who Hoop Jargon looked like, y'all. Y'all already know. he was married to a Kardashian at one point. You know what I'm saying? It's okay if y'all recognize it. I couldn't figure it out one day, and then it hit me while I'm eating some cereal in the morning. I jumped. My girl said, "What's going on?" I said, "He looked like Lamar Odom."
Once a day, I get that shit, man. At least once. I ain't gonna front. At first, I did not like it, man. But 8 years later, I gotta just accept it.
Now you're tall too. Now tell the truth. Have you ever accepted it into a chick? Like, yeah, that's who I am, and played off of it?
Not like that. I more or less have been on a date and she brought that up, and old girl was like Persian, so she kind of favored a Kardashian kind of ilk, and so we made a joke about the Chloe and Lamar thing, and that's when I very first moved to LA.
Okay.
That's about the only time I really just used it in that way. I'm my own person, man. I ain't got to ride Lamar.
I get it. I don't like that neither. I get it. You know what I mean?
But
I wouldn't want to be
like
somebody
Lamar
else.
YouTubians.
Umar Johnson? What the?
Damn.
Rap God, you funny.
No,
But you know how a lot of people have told me on my channel, they said, Ballfax, you sound just like Ice-T.
You do sound like Ice-T.
Do I really?
Like a younger version.
That is hilarious. I laugh every time I read that, and I get it probably like once every 2 days.
That's funny to say. That's like Ice-T.
They say, man, you sound just like Ice-T.
You sound like I get that.
Funny story. My pops went to LA back in the day when Ice-T was dropping that cop killer, and they thought he was Ice-T because he was light, he had long hair. They pulled him out the car, put guns on him, and they thought his ID was fake. But they found out it wasn't him. But he almost got beat up because they thought, they found the cop killer Ice-T. You know what I mean? So I thought that was funny.
Yeah, it's just funny how this thing can go, man, out in the world when you the doppelganger game out here, man. You look like somebody that can really get you jammed up, or it can get you a lot of love, depending on the situation. So.
For real. They got a Kobe looking like that be out there in LA on the Hollywood Strip getting paid. He kind of look like him for real.
Hey, Hollywood Strip is where you go, man, to make your daytime living, man. If you ain't got no real job,
that's YouTube in person. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's some characters out there, man. If it's so much so that I don't think, obviously I live out here. I don't think I'll ever go to Hollywood Boulevard doing daytime ever again, man. It's some characters out there, man. If you go to Hollywood Boulevard, have your camera ready. You're gonna see a lot of funny shit on that strip. And that's facts.
Just imagine if you could make as much money as you make in sales as being a Lamar Odom lookalike. Just imagine. And all you had to work was 15 hours a week, showing up to parties with the jersey on. Just imagine.
All right. You know what's funny? Okay, so one year I went as Lamar Odom for Halloween. I a Lamar Odom jersey with some Laker warm-up pants and with a yellow wristband. Dog, tell me why I almost won like $1,000 costume contest. And people was going all out. And I lost to some girls who were like scantily clad. They titties out and shit. I lost to that because the guys were voting that up. But I was that convincing. No bullshit. I couldn't take 2 steps without, oh my God, you gotta take a picture with me. You look just like him. Like, oh my God. Like, I couldn't take 2 steps. No bullshit. I'm gonna put that on my hoop jargon, man. Follow me on Instagram as the scroller marquee says. I'm gonna re-put that video up.
Go to my Instagram too. Make sure you follow. We got 20,000 subscribers on my Instagram, ball.facts. We dropping facts there, different heat, that's different content that's not on my channel as well.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. We got to get the follow game together, man. And so, all right, let's get back to it, man. I like riffing, man. So that's why I like dealing with genuine people in this YouTube space, because it just flows naturally. Let's see. So, Between the Game Sports says, what jump will Melo make in year 2 if the Charlotte make the playoffs? Let's say 6 seed. What do you think about that?
The fact that LaMelo is now going to be starting from the beginning. And remember when he started starting, he was like 19, 20 points a game. They're like, wait a minute, there's a rookie. If we put him in a starting lineup, he can get 20 points a game. Are you kidding me? And if you watch that video, his wrist looked, just like butter, smooth like butter. And his handles look good. So I'm predicting what he averaged last year, like 15, 16 points, something like that. Yeah. This year, he going to average 22 points. That's what I'm saying, 22 points for LaMelo Ball. And I give him 8 assists, 22 points, 8 assists, 6 rebounds. And it's going to be a good year. As long as they try to get a center that can rebound, catch it, and they run, LaMelo is going to be a problem. And the Hornets will make the playoffs.
They will. Man, and I mentioned this on DJ's stream earlier. I want to see the Hornets peel Mo Bamba away from the Orlando Magic because they're not even using them. Mo Bamba would be so good, man, with the Hornets from a personality standpoint, from a personnel standpoint. Man, if y'all want to start hashtagging that out, man, Mo Bamba to Charlotte, I would love to see that because they not using this dude.
I should have put him in my poll. I did a ball facts poll and I said, who's the best center to go over there? And I put Jackson Hayes, Dwight Howard, JaVale McGee. I even put Kevin Love because he's a power forward and a center. But I should have put Mo Bamba in there and see how many people voted for him.
Yeah, because you know what? It didn't hit me because, I mean, I said places simply with Miles Turner, JaVale McGee, Dwight. And then it hit me like when they were streaming with Coach Joe and DJ. I was like, yo, Mo Bamba, because he's not getting run. And it kind of reminds me of DeAndre Ayton at first because he wasn't really playing like that for the Phoenix. Then you unleashed him and now he a beast.
Yeah.
Mo Bamba. He's the same ilk of player, you know, for the most part. Wingspan, athleticism, you know, mentality. It's like, man, like I would love to see LaMelo playing with Mo Bamba, man. So I don't know what Orlando is holding him hostage for, because obviously they're not playing him like that. I think he averages like 15 minutes a game for like all 3 years of his career. Like I would love to see that, man.
Sometimes just a change of scenery can do wonders in the NBA.
Oh, absolutely. I would love to see it, but yeah. So let's see. Rap God says my bold prediction: Zoe will average 19 points per game, 8 and 8. I don't think that's bold. I think that's about right with his trajectory. What you think,
depends on where he's going. If he go to Charlotte, I give him 16 points, 18 maybe at the most, kind of like what you're saying, because he'll have somebody to pass to, he'll have somebody to run with. I would be more so concerned with trying to get Lonzo in the averaging double-digit assist. If we can get him an averaging double-digit assist, then everything else flows out of that. Lonzo, when he's passing, he loves to pass. He loves to drop dimes. He starts having fun running and passing. He love it. He be making facial expressions, passing all weird. He dapping up with his teammates. And once he get in that headspace, now watch out for Zoe offensively. Now we going back to the summer league time. So as long as if he can go somewhere and really get 10 assists a game, I mean, the kid averaged more assists than anyone in history in the summer league. So why can't he come to the NBA with better players to pass to and average more? So if he gets to a system where he can average 10 assists, then I don't care what happens. His points can go up to 16, 18, maybe 19, depending on the squad, how many field goal attempts are taken because they move the ball around. But I'm more concerned about his assists, the points and the rebounds. I don't really care at this point.
Yeah, I'm with that too. I just want Zoe to succeed at this juncture because I think he's just a winner. Zoe is not going to be a stat guy. You know who is? LaMelo Ball is going to be a stat guy. So because he's just that special. So Zoe is going to be a solid, quiet, consistent type of guy, and that's what I want him. I want him to win. I think we'll measure his career off his winning ability, much less like a Jason Kidd type of player. And I think, because I mean, it just matches his temperament. So I'm more concerned with that. I think that's a fair stat line. I think that's right there. I'm not one of them get the bag Zoe guys. I want him to just go and win and show his worth because he, to me, is more or less like a Peyton Manning type. Like, just give him the keys to the shit and let him figure it out and tell everybody what to do. And you're going to win more likely than not. You might not win a championship every year, but he understands things at a higher clip. When Magic Johnson called him the smartest player in the NBA, 3 years ago? I mean,
no, that was like,
go ahead.
That was this year.
This year, I'm sorry. Like, Magic Johnson understands basketball. Now, I will say this, Magic Johnson does over-compliment people all the time. He does do that. But he will do that. However, as long as, he plays the game the right way, he's unselfish. You see he thinks steps ahead. He's just not as assertive as we would like him to be in certain times. But, that's a warranted compliment in my opinion. Now, if you say Lonzo Ball, the most physical, athletic player in the NBA, they're like, all right, that's big cap. But I don't think the compliment is against the skill set.
I think if he didn't get hurt, he could have been the most athletic player in the game. You have to remember how that man could jump, how he could run. He could run, he could speed up like that, and then when he take off, he'd be way in the air. So had he not got hurt, I think we could have seen him going towards that Russell Westbrook speed and domination. But it seemed like once he got the injury, he stepped back off of that.
Yeah, I can see that. I think he's a guy. I've never seen nobody adjust to so much adversity so swiftly with Lonzo, man. Because the thing about his counterpart, Markelle Fultz, man, it took him forever to get going. You understand what I'm saying? And so it's funny how nobody really critiqued him the same way they did him or Frank Kitolina from that same draft. I mean, shit, I think me and you would take, Frank Kitolina and Dennis Smith Jr., another person from that draft. It's just funny how over-critique people are for critiquing, rather, for Lonzo when people in his own draft class do not get that same type of energy as the youngins say. So I don't know. So what you think about Bol? I think the Nuggets are going to stash him for a little minute. I don't think they want to part ways with him because he's a great prospect. But what you think about Bol?
The upside, there's a huge chance of a good upside with Bol. It's like people are waiting, like the Nuggets are waiting to see, like, could he gain any more weight? Could he get any faster? Because we see the makings of a great player. Now, people are going to laugh at me for saying that because, Bol, he's a twig. He's not this. He's not that. Man, I watched him play, and that kid is serious about winning and about becoming a winner in the NBA, about becoming a real player. And I think he's got a chip on his shoulder for being drafted last. He's like, y'all know who my dad is. Y'all know the work I put in. Y'all seen the numbers I put up in high school. I think that kid is going to work real hard and make a huge comeback. And everybody's going to say, oh, it came out of nowhere. But I don't think it's going to be out of nowhere. It's only rightfully so.
Agreed. Yeah. And so I actually had the benefit of watching his older brother, Maduk Bol, played at Southern University. Shout out to HBCUs. And his brother was all right, about 6'8". He's all right. You know what I'm saying? So he comes from that, like you said, like his father's pedigree. And I think he's a guy who just, he can shoot too, and he can run. And I know he's still trying to get his coordination and stuff like that together because as they say, he's a little light in the ass. But you can learn to work with your body if you got the skill set. And so I wouldn't mind the Bol. I never even thought of that. I just don't think the Nuggets will part ways with him just yet. Obviously you got freaking Joker. Obviously Bol, you would want him at the 5. Joker's he's so much of a 5. He's a 6 because he ain't playing no other position. He's big and fat as hell. But he got that game though to go with it. But yeah, so I think maybe
to me, Bol being that light, he got to be a 3 guard. A 3. Like to me, to being that light, you can't put him in the center. He gonna get moved around so easily, and even the 4 spot is like, maybe a 4, but like as a 4, I think he could be good. Like I'm not saying that he's Kevin Durant. I'm saying if he works hard, he could be that type of player because he can shoot.
Yeah, I don't think
because he can root
enough for the 3.
Yeah, and that's a lot of hips. He ain't got no meat on his bone. You got to get your hips and your core strong to move lateral.
Yeah.
So, just like Ben Simmons spending time in the NBA, even though he was hurt, but still working out. Let this brother work out with real NBA trainers, and we'll see if he can get quicker.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like, you got to – it's funny. Like, these days, the 3 position, man, and I'm a big proponent of this, you're not the position if you can't guard it. I question if Bol can consistently guard the 3. But between Game Sports says he's definitely a 3. I question if he can consistently guard the 3. And here's why I said it. With me, I'm 6'7", 6'6", depending on what day you meet me. I just could not guard guys who were fast twitch. I couldn't guard them consistently. And that's why, like, people say, oh, damn, you must have been a 3. I was like, nah, I had to play a 4 because I just couldn't really guard that position, on a consistent enough basis. So I just wonder if Bol can do that, what I'm saying, as a consistent thing. That's my only critique. I think he has a lot of malleable things you can work with a guy. It's just, he got the NBA pedigree. I know his dad wasn't the best NBA player, but his dad was unique. His dad was a player that he stood out, and he had a pretty, for a dude from coming out of, where's he from? Is it Cameroon or Sudan, I believe? Like, he had a good career, man, all considering, man, with the development, the lack thereof in that area, at that time.
That's true. Now, that leads me to ask you this. LiAngelo, 6'5.5". You think he can guard the 3? You think he's quick enough?
Yes.
Okay. Well, we agree on that.
Quick enough. Yes.
Some people have been saying, no, he can't go. He can't play the 3. And I'm like, yeah, he can play the 3.
Anything beside that, no. 2, no. 3, yes. I think he can go out 3.
And I even think on certain teams he could play the 2 if he don't do too much. It depends on who your 1 is and how they
Depending on
play.
who your 1 is.
Because certain ones they get so many double teams, you always have more time to make a decision, to pass, to drive, to do something different that with only a couple dribbles. Now there's other teams where the 2 guard needs to be basically a 1 guard. And so it depends on where he's going. I believe that LiAngelo could play the 2 in certain systems.
Yeah. I gotta get J&J corny joke out the way. She talking about, don't forget Mo Bamba's brother, Les Bamba.
Oh, there you go. You got that. She been waiting on that all day, huh?
Yeah. She's sitting on that. All right, Tyrone just say big up to Cameroon. That's my ethnicity already, man. Shout out to African brothers in the chat, man. And if you have not done so, sub to the channel, man. You know my goal, 2,000, man. And I can only get there by y'all support. And I appreciate y'all patronizing this live so long. The Ball Facts, I know you want to do this before the NBA Finals game, so you let me know when it's time to round this bad boy off. I don't want to, take up your time, brother.
Yeah, just end it in about 10 minutes. You know what I'm saying? You make the call. You know what I mean?
Done deal. Yeah, so in my mind, these are all like an hour, and sometimes they go a little longer. So
yeah. But I've been enjoying the conversation. It's definitely been engaging. I definitely been able to get some stuff off my chest that I haven't put in videos. Because I drop a video, you get tons of comments. You can't respond to everyone, but you'll be like, man, I answer that with this one. But I got the Hoop Jargon interview coming up, so I'm gonna go ahead and just take my little ammunition and put it in the clip. You know what I mean?
Appreciate that. Now that's real, because again, and Will knows this, man. In my actual group, Hoop Jargon, man, some people always come at me, and like sometimes you just can't, you'll start going keyboard warrior, like, damn it, I just rather put this in a video or live and just talk about it because I can more eloquently, express my point. Because you know how I go, man. If you go keyboard warrior, man, people it's just the real time responses ain't so great, and you can't quite eloquate yourself.
Exactly. When I first started YouTube, I was trying to answer everybody until I figured out you don't do that. You know what I mean? When I was having 100 views, it was like, oh, I can answer 5 comments. I'm trying to get to every single one. And all of a sudden now, you know what I'm saying, you got 100 comments, not 100 views. You're like, oh shoot, what the, so I some of them I say something because they get too many likes. If it's something I don't like and it got 50 likes on it, okay, let me address this because too many people agree with this. You know what I mean? But if ain't nobody saying nothing about it, I'm like, I'll let that go. And a main thing, I don't know if you've ever seen my community tab. Oh, you have, because you liked one thing. Many people go crazy when I drop these polls. Yeah. So I dropped some polls just to appease people. I was like, who's a better shooter, Curry or LaMelo? LaMelo got 10% of the views. Votes, and 90% Curry. So I'm like, okay, y'all not crazy all the way. You know what I'm saying? We got 10 trolls. We got 10% trolls. Yeah, you know what I mean? So that just to give the channel a little more credibility. Like, okay, we good. I asked who is stronger, LeBron or LaMelo. Of course, LeBron won out. Lance, I'm okay, cool. So y'all get off my head, get off my back. You know what I'm saying? Pause, chill, relax. We still on these facts.
I like that, because sometimes what you don't want to be is the emperor with no clothes. Basically meaning where you're feeling yourself so much and your people won't even tell you about yourself. So it is good to check and balance. So even my Hoop Jargon group, no bullshit. People now, not so much in the last 3 years, but when it was at its apex, when my boy E was alive, man, shout out to E, Ernest Walker. Man, people would like you think you God, huh? I'm just like, dog, I'm just some Facebook group I started. I don't take myself that serious. When I was cocky, when I was a basketball player, I was cocky. I was cocky as shit. When I played pro, I played D1, I was cocky. Then you could have said some shit to me and humbled me. But me, as the curator of a popping Facebook group, trust me, I don't take myself that serious. Why? It don't fucking pay me. So I'm not that guy like you think, but people perceive it that way. They think that, oh, well, y'all just, my name is Cliff. Oh, y'all some little Cliffites. Y'all go everything Cliff say. I'm like, dog, it ain't that serious, dog.
Yeah, man. And I kind of deal with some of the same stuff, but I say I'm the best ball facts. I'm the best at being me. I'm not, and I'm not gonna be apologizing for that. And if you mad at that, then you be mad. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that everything I say is law and this is this and that, but when you come across as confident and being yourself, you're gonna have people that don't like that. You know what I mean? And they confuse being confident with being yourself, and they confuse that with cockiness, and they confuse it with, oh, you think, like you said, you think you God. No, it's just like, I am who I am.
Hey, bro, I tell people all the time, your inferiority complex is not my problem.
There we go.
If you think that I think I'm too much of myself, I'm telling you I'm not. If you still feel that way, that's not my problem. That's a you problem. That's a you problem. And I'm not gonna lie, as my channel grows, I know I will get more of that sentiment. Just, life always repeats itself. And I'm okay with that. And I expect it. So I'm not gonna be emotional about it. I'm not gonna be sensitive about it. It's just come with the territory, man. And so
yeah, but you know what doesn't make sense when people say, Ball Facts, you think you this and that. My channel mostly is about people other than me. I'm showing support to another family. I'm showing the viewers that family is important, that ownership is important. It's not even really about me. You know what I mean? They're like, oh, you just cocky. And I'm up here supporting somebody else. Big Baller Brand ain't paid me. You know what I mean? LeVar ain't sent me nothing. And I wasn't getting money when I first started doing this. I just did videos. You know what I mean? So, you definitely can't listen to people. That's the main thing. It's like, you got to have tunnel vision. Even with, like, once you start getting serious in the YouTube game and you start switching out your day job for just YouTube, once that transition happens, you got to put the blinders on and you can't really listen to nothing else. Just like in sports, when you got to focus, you just got to stay locked in and stay doing your thing. That's why a lot of people hit me up and say, did you see this video, that video? And I'm like, it's very rare that I watch other videos on the Ball family. Like, it's rare because I like to state what I believe. I don't want your thoughts to become mine. I don't even want to hear a lot of people sneak dissing. I don't want to hear this. I don't want to hear that. I just want to stay focused, and that has bode well for me. So I'm gonna continue to do it. Now, of course, we got the people. If I see Flight Sports TV on there, I'm gonna hop on there. Like-minded people. Yeah. I know he ain't on no BS. I see Hoop Jargon dropped a video on HBC. Okay, them the classics. You gotta check that out. You know what I mean? Certain things like that. But other people that just like at a distance, and I see they copycats or this or that, I do not watch.
That's real. I mean, because I've literally, man, I play this YouTube game very neutral, and I've had somebody sneak dissing me. And I didn't even look at the video. Like, somebody said to me, I don't care. Like, I don't care. Like, I make good money with doing what I do in sales. And this is fun for me. This is fun talking to y'all. This is fun putting y'all down with conversation that maybe somebody have covered. They maybe just not covered the way I covered. That's the logic in my mind. Yeah. And I think it's a service I provide. Right now I know I'm the alley-oop guy. So I'm going to bring Ball Facts. I'm going to bring DK. I'm going to bring DJ. I'm going to bring my boy Between the Game. I'm going to give y'all different perspectives and also my own. But I know once my channel grows, it'll be more so a little bit more about me. But I'm never going to leave that mentality. Like, when I played basketball, I was more like a Draymond Green kind of guy as far as mentally. I want us to win. I want everybody to win. And I didn't really have an ego like that until I went overseas, like I said. When I went overseas, I was a whole different guy. I ain't gonna lie. I don't know who I was. I turned to Kobe, honestly. But in my heart of hearts, I'm a Draymond kind of guy. Like, I want us to win, and I don't care what it takes for everybody to win, man. So I do want to let that be known about my story. So I know we about to approach the end point. So I guess we'll close a little bit with a few comments. Between the Game Sports says, what improvements should all Ball brothers work on, in your opinion, brother?
LaMelo's got to work on his defense, and learning how to play off ball, run around some screens sometimes. Whenever people like Terry and Devontae Graham aren't giving him the ball, sometimes he'll just still stand there with his hands out at the 3-point line. So LaMelo's got to learn how to, and I could tell that they actually don't like it all the time. They'll see LaMelo calling. Well, of course, he should be the point guard. He should be bringing the ball up the court. But when he's not, he's going to have to learn how to, just don't stand out there, run around, get around the screen. And so I think that's what LaMelo got to work on, playing off ball and some defense. Lonzo, of course, we already know this, but I might as well say it because you asked the question. And I've seen Lonzo on social media lately working on taking it in. He's already worked on that shot. Now we need to get a little better off the dribble instead of just catch and shoot. And work on his handles. That's the thing. LiAngelo didn't have the best handles. Just like Lonzo actually don't have the best handles, and Lonzo can still produce. That's why we know certain deficiencies don't mean you can't make it in the NBA. If you're excellent at other things, you can still be in the NBA. But back to the subject, Lonzo, work on finishing at the rim, work on that mid range, work on your handle, and then LiAngelo, last but not least, of course, We got to get quicker with those dribbles, with those handles. The shot is not a problem. People think he's dipping it too low, but he can get that thing off on tall players and it with just a little bit of space. So work on your handles, G3, and get your hips strong with those bands. When you step side to side to get your lateral quickness a little better. And I don't want to say work on your defense because this is the first time we're going to see you really moving choppy feet on a great ankle. If you mess your ankle up and go play basketball, you just watch how carefully you move on it because you don't want to re-injure it. So, maybe defense as well. And that's my synopsis of what the Ball brothers need to work on.
Okay, shout out to the SAT word synopsis in the building. Yeah.
I'm on my TIP expeditionally.
Yeah. We promote brothers speaking eloquently in this space. I like it. Yeah, man. And I think all those are spot on, man. I guess if you wanted to me to elocute those same things. LaMelo Ball defense a little more, which is great. I mean, if you see, dog, if y'all go to one of my oldest YouTube videos, I covered LaMelo and LiAngelo, their first game playing in Lithuania. And I said how bad LaMelo's defense was. And so if you juxtapose it to right now, it's come so far. And I said in the video, he's a high school age kid. None of them dudes can play defense. He's going to pick it up. Voila. He picked it up. So I just wanted to get a little more with that. And one thing I didn't like was LaMelo used to pick up at full court and just olay his defender. Meaning basically, you picking up full court and he's running right by you. So what's the point of picking up full court? So he's gotten better, which, I mean, guys get better. You don't really get to be a defensive provocateur. Not provocateur, that's not what I'm looking for. Damn, vocabulary. Come on. Like, say, at the vanguard of that until you 23, 24, 25 when the game slows down, quote unquote, for you. But Lonzo, to juxtapose, he learned that year one when everybody said he couldn't play defense. He turned to a defensive stopper right off rip. So I think LaMelo will get better at that. LaMelo needs to get better shot selection, in my opinion. Everything else, just let it naturally develop. Like he gonna figure it out. He is a special kid. He's a fearless kid, and so I don't have a lot of critique for him to be frank. I mean, he shot ugly as hell, but who cares? He makes it at a high enough clip for a rookie. Secondly, Lonzo needs some which is called being a threat. He needs a lot more just go to the rim and have the threat of just putting somebody in the basket. Like, one thing is when you have the threat of you're going to dunk on somebody's neck, what they start doing, slide out the way. They start giving a little way because they know they're going to get put in the basket. Like, I was a dunker when I played, and Between the Game Sports can attribute this. It got to a point, I know I was going to put you on your neck. So, Zoe needs a little bit of that. Like he's answered the question about shooting. He's answered the question about being a little more assertive over controlling a group of men. So I think, he still can get better in that capacity. But
I
also
agree
in
with that.
defense, he answered that. He got stronger. So all the things that with the glaring holes, I think he's fixed that for the most part. Lastly, LiAngelo Ball, like you said, lateral movement is going to be his either his upbringing or his downtroddenness, for lack of better terms. He worked on that. He worked on being a multi-level defender because he got that frame. He got a solid, super solid frame. Make that your advantage because a lot of guys don't have that ability that can actually hoop like Gelo can hoop. So he worked on those things. The shot is there, and just he's always going to be an under the rim guy. So I'm not going to expect him to be athletic, but just play in that space, 3 and D. That's what's going to get him to where he's going to be. So, I hope he does eat, man. I do hope he does eat. So, let me get a few of these, and then we'll peace out. Tawfiq says, and shout out Tawfiq, man. I always got great comments, man. LaMelo can play off ball, and he should improve, but he should be better on ball defense like Zoe. Absolutely. Sonya says, LaMelo doesn't need to change. Oh, yes, he does. Yes, he does. You always got to get better.
If you ask LaMelo himself, what do you need to get better at? He's going to say everything. So.
He's going to tell you everything.
We like you being a fan, Sonya, but we got to be realistic.
It is what it is. Yeah. You always got to get better. Never stay the same. Because even if, let's say he's a perfect player right now, what happens is people learn your game and they're going to expose you because they learned everything you do. So you should always be evolving. Always. All right. Sweatbox says Ball facts ain't crazy. He just logical in the head of the mainstream shtick. Hey,
Let's go. Shout out to the whole Ball Facts family. Let's go.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Taufik also says, I got a question for Ball Facts. What's your thoughts on Gelo's future as an NBA player? And do you think the Hornets players will accept him as a teammate, not a side treat as just LaMelo's brother?
So the first part of the question, Gelo's future. It depends on how fast he can get on the court with his brother, even if it's scrimmages and people see that. So, you know, the coaches got to pay attention to Gelo and scrimmages with LaMelo Ball. And so I believe at the latest next year, we're going to see LiAngelo Ball on somebody's roster. I believe that.
Absolutely.
Now,
I can see them.
in the next question, I forgot, what was it? Read it. What they say was the team's best. Oh, you talking about, are they going to treat Gelo as a side player or will they accept him?
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. Like, LaMelo is like, when it comes to personality, he's the glue. Gelo is more stoic and he'll come out once he knows you. But LaMelo, as soon as he meets you, like, what up, Nick? What up? Because they have accepted LaMelo and Gelo is so close with LaMelo, it's almost like love and marriage. Can't have one without the other. They're going to have to learn to accept him, and they will accept him.
That's facts. That's facts. And so I'll stop with this. Nico Savage, trash players like Jay Crowder can play. I'm not sleeping on Gelo. See, y'all got to cut this shit out. No, sir. Jay Crowder ain't nowhere close to trash.
Why would you say that? Some people have a bad game, a bad series, and now they're trash. Come on, man. They're not trash. People live in the moment. Like now, at first, when the Suns won the first 2 games, Chris Paul was better than Magic, and he's the best point guard everywhere. People living in just a moment.
It's that microwave culture, man. So y'all guys, don't be a microwave culture person, man. Respect everybody's game for what they bring, because I always use the Brian Scalabrine reference. Everybody say about Brian Scalabrine, aka Red Mamba, is a bum. He used to play people for money and wear their ass out. But he's like a 13th man on most benches. You understand me? He would wear the average hooper BF out. So y'all got to cut this shit out. Ain't nothing about Jay Crowder is trash. He is a utility player. He's a player who knows who he is, and he's okay with it. And he's a guy that most star players want, like a Tayshaun Prince, like a Dennis Rodman in his old. Wasn't that Dennis Rodman's whole career? It was pretty much like that.
LaMelo, if the Hornets had him, he would fit great. Jay Crowder on the Hornets. Not LaMelo. I was gonna say LaMelo, but I meant to say Hornets. It doesn't matter which one. LaMelo would love to have a Jay Crowder. The Hornets would love to have a Jay Crowder. And if he was there, I would be like, whoa, what the heck? You trade Jay Crowder for a Biombo and see what happens.
Shit, yeah. See, he said, make it with a Jamaican, yeah. I mean, I get it, man. People like to just get wild, spicy sometimes with these players, because when you compare Jay Crowder to LeBron, of course he looks trash. But if you being honest, come on, bro. Sorry, man. We about to end this trailer, man. Ball Facts, thank you for coming on, brother. We did strong numbers the whole time. You held down just like last time, and we gotta do it again, my brother.
Much love.
Any parting words before we peace out? Let me get you on individual view mode and talk to the people, Ball Facts.
So y'all gonna get his words last, but before I'll give you mine. I'm going. Sorry for all those Sun people. We're going for the Bucks. That's what I'm going for. Also, watch out for that video I'm dropping tomorrow on LiAngelo. Yes, it is going to be a banger. I can guarantee you that. And my closing words is always going to be Ball Facts again. Peace.
The signature. We like it, man. It's like, come on, phone. Catch up to your boy. All right, so Ball Facts out the building. So, man, thank y'all so much for streaming, man. Sub to the channel if you have not done so. I'm going to put this content out. I got, like, coaches, players, all of the above coming this way, man. So, sub to the channel. Show love to your boy. I'm here for y'all, the people that keep this thing going.
And shout out to Hoop Jargon. I'm going to add you to the crew, man. This crew called Hoop Jargon. They've been getting at it, man. They the ones that's going to grill you, man, because they majority are all Houston people. So that's
shout out to Hoop Jargon.
Shout out to Hoop Jargon.